messo gli occhi su di te, tu sei diversa e non lo sai, tu ballerini tra di noi, ma sono tristi gli occhi tuoi, è come sei, somigli un po' a me, ho messo gli occhi su di te, per una storia che non so, che vuoi nascondere ma che sta tutta là negli occhi tuoi, è come sei, somigli un po' a me. Balla, non pensiamoci, balla, divertiamoci, balla, sorridiamoci, balla, e diciamoci basta. Ho messo gli occhi su di te, tu sei diversa e non lo sai, qualcosa vuoi dimenticare, tu balli e non ti stanchi mai, è come sei, somigli un po' a me. Ho messo gli occhi su di te, tu sei diversa e non lo sai, tu ballerini tra di noi, ma sono tristi gli occhi tuoi, è come sei, somigli un po' a me. Ho messo gli occhi su di te, per una storia che non so, che vuoi nascondere ma che sta tutta là negli occhi tuoi, è come sei, somigli un po' a me, è come sei, somigli un po' a me, è come sei, somigli un po' a me.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Starfury Facebook Live. This isn't like our usual previous Facebook Live shows that we've been doing throughout the pandemic to keep you updated on what's been going on with Starfury conventions. As for this Facebook Live, it's going to be exclusively on Crossroads 3 and nothing else. So it's just going to be Crossroads 3 news for tonight, as that event is taking place in exactly 4 weeks today. So we're not going to be talking about the Vampire Ball or Lux 2 or Ultimates or any of our other Starfury events. Instead, I'm just going to be focusing on our forthcoming Supernatural event, Crossroads 3, and we'll be giving you the latest news on that event, as well as detailing what our safety precautions we're going to be having and what I'll be implementing at the event itself. It's only 4 weeks away, so I thought it'd be good for us to just talk purely about Crossroads 3. Now, as we all know, March last year was the start of a global pandemic, COVID-19, that's hit us all pretty badly, and since then it's been impossible to run events like Starfury or have any kind of gatherings, which of course forced us to postpone all of our conventions. However, we're now getting through that, especially thanks to the vaccines. We're coming out of this pandemic. Restrictions have now been lifted here in the UK, and Crossroads is going to be our very first event in nearly 2 years. Now, all conventions are now returning back to the UK. I went to an anime convention in Hammersmith last month, and right now, no, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow you've got EMCon taking place. That'll be happening this weekend. So conventions now back in the UK, and with all the conventions now returning, it's time for Starfury conventions to return as well. I have had refund periods for postponed events. So if people had bought tickets for an event before the pandemic for certain dates and the event was postponed, then we have been offering refunds, and we have already had the refund period for Crossroads 3. We did Enchanted last week, and we've also had the refund period for the Vampire Ball. So on those events, including the one we're discussing tonight, Crossroads 3, we are no longer offering refunds on those, but we will be having refund periods on our other events. Lux 2 is going to be the next one we're going to cover, and that's going to be probably around mid-October, because I've just got to concentrate at the moment on Crossroads 3 and Enchanted. Then in mid-October, I'll be processing through any refund requests on Lux 2, and then probably in mid-October we'll do Greendale and Survival together, and then do the Ultimates events in the new year, and Highlander and Red Dragon when the dates are confirmed for those. So we have been doing refund periods on each event for attendees who aren't able to make the postponed dates. Now, as I said, Crossroads 3, that's what we're going to be focusing on tonight. It's in 4 weeks' time. So that's going to be taking place on the 24th to the 26th of September at the Hilton Metropole Hotel. Now, firstly, to get out of the way, we do have some bad news, as unfortunately we've had 2 guests who had previously been advertised and confirmed have had to sadly cancel on the event. Now, the first one, that's Rachel Miner. Rachel Miner sadly won't be able to attend the event any longer. And also, sadly, we also have to announce that has just cancelled Jim Beaver, who has a new show. So because he has a new show, he no longer has in his schedule to be able to attend this convention. We are talking about, with Jim, to attending Crossroads 4. So we've sadly lost 2 guests. We still have the other 11 guests on board. So what we'll do now, get you all excited, we'll go straight into a trailer for Crossroads 3. So there you go. That's the guest lineup at the moment for Crossroads 3, and it's headed up with Misha Collins. We've got Misha Collins who'll be joining us at Crossroads 3, along with Mark Shepherd. Who knows, one day maybe I will run a supernatural event that doesn't have Mark Shepherd along. But we got Mark Shepherd. We also have the lovely Ruth Connell. Also joining us is Rob Benedict. We have Richard Spate Jr. We have Death himself, Julian Richings, and we have the other Death, Lisa Berry. We have along Starfury favourite Keith Sarabaika. We also have DJ Qualls, Ty Olson, and Kat Ramdeen. And with the cancellations, as a new guest to replace Rachel Miner and Jim Beaver, we've secured Alexander Calvert, who will be also now joining us. Can announce him now as a new guest for Crossroads 3. Sadly, we've lost Rachel Miner and we lost Jim Beaver, but as a result, we've gained Alexander Calvert for this event. Now, photo ops and fan meets for Alexander Calvert are going to be put on sale pretty soon. Might be already done, but pretty much by the end of this show at least. And also, if you purchased a fan meet or a photo op with Jim Beaver, then what's going to happen is we'll have a 2-week period during which you can go onto Grotix, our online ticket sales forum, and you'll be able to use credit on what you paid on a Jim Beaver photo op, and you can use it for somebody else for a different photo op or for a different fan meet. However, after 2 weeks, if you haven't used that credit, then you'll automatically be refunded. And if you'd bought a photo op or fan meet with Rachel Miner, then you'll already have received your refund, because we had those all refunded at the beginning. We did exactly the same thing. We had a 2-week period allowing people to swap their photo ops or their fan meets over off for something at somebody else. But after 2 weeks, if you haven't swapped it, then we assume there's nobody else you're interested in and you'd rather have a refund, and therefore we give you a full refund. So all the photo ops on Rachel Miner, if you purchased a photo op on Rachel Miner, if you didn't swap it for somebody else, you've had your refund. And if you haven't had your refund, send me an email about it. And on Jim Beaver, if you've purchased a photo op with Jim Beaver or a group photo that features Jim Beaver, you can swap it for a different one, or alternatively wait 2 weeks and we'll give you a full refund. So after all this time, 2 years, how is Crossroads 3 gonna run? Well, on July 19th of this year, about 2 months ago, the UK government ended lockdown and removed all restrictions. All live events, not just conventions, but theatres, cinemas, concerts, etc., they can now go ahead without precautions. So when you ask any event, whether it's a convention or going to a concert or something, and you ask them what their COVID safety measures are, and they say to you, we will be following government guidelines, that pretty much means they have no safety measures. Now, with Starfury events, I didn't just want to do the minimum. I just didn't want to stick with what the government's guidelines were going to be. And so I've carefully worked out what the best safety measures to implement at the convention would be. I've done a lot of research into this. I've consulted with the NHS, and I've had numerous meetings with my staff and with the staff of the Hilton over what is the best and safest course of action in order to go ahead with this event. Now, firstly, we're going to be asking all attendees to show at registration proof of being fully vaccinated against COVID-19. So you can do this either by showing us your COVID passport, which is on your NHS app. If you just download the NHS app, you can get a COVID passport, which you just show, gives you a barcode, you just show to get into the event. It's very easy to download, takes about 5 minutes to set it all up. If you don't have a mobile phone, or if you didn't want that on that phone, you can also get the NHS to send you a paper certificate. Takes them about 2 to 3 days to get that off in the mail to you, and you can show that at registration. Or alternatively, you can bring your vaccine card. If you're coming from abroad, we will of course accept the equivalent vaccine passports from or vaccine cards that are being used in other countries. So if you've had your vaccine, you show that at registration, show we know you've had your vaccine shot, and that's what we're asking attendees to do. Now, of course, not all attendees have been able to get their vaccine shots. Some of them, they just haven't had an opportunity yet, or they might be for health or medical reasons. So for that reason, if you aren't able to have a vaccine, a full vaccine, be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 before the event, what you can do instead is that you'd need to have a negative COVID-19 test taken within 24 hours of the event. And if you just bring proof of that along with you to the event, that will be acceptable as well as an alternative for not having a COVID-19 passport. If you're flying over, we had some questions about people flying over to the UK. I'd assumed you'd have had to had a vaccine in order to get onto a flight, but you also have to take a COVID-19 test when you get on a flight as well. So you could use that test as well. Now, for details of how to get the NHS app or how to get free COVID tests from the NHS, if you go on our website, and at the bottom we have a list at the very bottom of all our safety precautions, and we have there the relevant links, so you can get the free COVID-19 tests, or so you can download the app onto your phone. We'll also be requesting that all attendees wear masks while in the convention areas of the venue. Now, it's not the law. It's, yes, you see, Mando wears his mask. It's not the law. I have my mask ready. So it's not the law, as I was saying. It's not mandatory. We can't force you to do it, but we are asking you to do it because it is the sensible and safest thing to do. Now, of course, not everybody can wear masks for certain health reasons, certain people, or anxiety reasons. Certain people can't wear a face mask, and we respect that in those instances. But if you can wear a face mask, we ask you to do so. It shows respect for your Supernatural family. It shows respect for your Starfury family, and it's the safest thing to do. I would very much recommend an FFP2 or an FFP3 mask. Those are the best masks. They're a little bit more expensive, but they give you a lot more protection. And as I said, it doesn't just protect you, it protects others, and it shows respect for your fellow fans. Now, we'll also have across the venue hand sanitizer stations, so that you'll be able to disinfect your hands and sanitize your hands regularly. Now, I do also appreciate that some people have skin conditions, which mean that they can't use certain types of hand sanitizer. So if that's the case, please bring your own specific one. But you may be asked when you go into the main hall, if you go into autographs or the photo session, you may be asked to sanitize your hands before you enter into that section. We'll also have stewards, we'll have masks available and hand sanitizers available for people to use. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to operate a traffic light system where we're going to be giving all attendees at registration, you can choose a badge, and the badges will be colored red, amber, or green. And that's going to be a traffic light system for attendees in regards to touch. So you choose one of those badges and you wear it over the weekend, and red means no touch, that I am not comfortable with somebody touching. And if somebody is wearing that badge, we ask you respect that. If they're wearing an amber badge, that means that they don't want to physically touch, but they're happy to do elbow bump hellos and greetings. And if somebody has a green badge, then that means that they're comfortable having handshakes and hugs. We've also asked the Hilton to perform deep cleans on all our function rooms before and after use, with a special there's going to be disinfecting anything that's touched, such as door handles, things like that. They also are in the process of improving their air conditioning in the venue. So that will help with the air conditioning throughout. And what I've done is I've discussed all of these plans with the actors and the managers, and they're all in agreement and are happy with the plans that we are implementing for the event so far. Now, the guests will be wearing face masks during the autograph sessions, and we will have a no-touch policy during the autograph sessions. The guests will be using their own pens only, but we will ensure that they have a wide selection of pens available, such as black, silver, and gold, so you'll be able to have the ink that you want on your item that you're getting signed. We're still going to be having a gift table, so people will still be able to hand over gifts for the guests. We do ask you use some common sense when you're bringing a gift for one of the guests, as we do have to wipe the gifts down and disinfect them before we hand these over to the guests. Now, when it comes to the photo sessions, we're not going to be using any plexiglass in the photo. I know a lot of people, there's been a lot of controversy about this. We will not be using plexiglass in the photo sessions. And we won't be having, the guests won't be wearing masks. We'd ask you to wear your masks as you're queuing up. You take it off, go in, have your photo with the guest, and then come out. The majority of the guests, we're waiting on this, but the majority are going to be asking for a no-touch policy, and that's the safest thing. And we're going to be asking, when you have your photo, that you look forward at the camera, because what makes it safe and what makes it so we don't have to have plexiglass is you and the guests not breathing on each other. So you both got to look forward at the camera. I know people like a lot of poses. We've been trying to work out what the best poses are to so we can still have fun photo sessions with the guests during this situation, and to still have fun poses while we're having no touch with the majority of the guests. Also, if you were to bring a prop with you, you can bring a prop and hold it yourself, but we'll be asking that you do not ask the guests to touch or hold or pose with the prop, just for safety reasons. There you go. That shows you a whole variety of contact-free pose ideas for photo ops, which show you can do fun poses in a photo op and still keep it COVID safe. That's a whole pile of ideas that we've had from past events when people have done COVID, well, before COVID, but that's a way of doing it safely. Now, moving on from that, also on, just staying actually quickly with the photo ops, what we're also asking attendees to do is to pre-book their photo ops online, that way to reduce cash usage at the event itself. You can pre-book your photo ops online on Grotix, and as I said, that will help reduce a lot of the risk as well. Another thing that we've done, change we've done, is to speed up registration and to also make fan meets easier and safer. We've introduced QR codes on the ticketing system, so that means when you turn up at the event, you just get scanned on your QR code, and for the fan meets you just get a scan, and so you can pre-book your fan meets online. They won't be available to purchase at the event. You can pre-book them online and you'll get your QR code. You don't have to print up the QR code. You don't have to, we don't need it on paper. Just as long as it's on your mobile phone, we can scan it from that. Now, that's everything I've got planned for Crossroads 3 in what we're going to be doing for the event, and some of the COVID safety measures that I am going to be implementing. I hope that you appreciate, I put a lot of thought into this, and I want to make the event as safe as possible for all the attendees, for the staff, and for the guests. However, at this point, I'm going to make some requests of you guys as well. Just some suggestions on what you guys can do to keep things safe as well. This is just common sense, a lot of what I'm saying, but some common sense ideas that they're not rules, you don't have to do them, but it is common sense to follow them, and it would make things very helpful if you did. Now, firstly, can't say strongly enough that if you have not had a vaccine and you are able to get a vaccine, then you should do so. It's literally getting a vaccine is what is going to get us out of this pandemic. Now, some people can't get a vaccine for health or medical reasons, and I completely understand, but otherwise you need to get vaccinated, as once everybody's vaccinated, that will help bring an end to this pandemic and we can get back to normal. Now, another sensible move for people to make, which I've been doing since the pandemic began, is to try and boost your immune system using vitamins. So what I regularly do on a daily basis, I take shots of vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. Now, studies suggest that vitamin D is just about one of the best things you can take to try and help build your immune system against COVID-19. Also, zinc is very good at slowing down viral infections. So just look on Amazon or somewhere and order yourself some daily doses of that, and that's a really good way of getting your immune system strong for when you come to the event. I'd also very much recommend and suggest you bring a clean change of clothes for each day of the event. I'd even suggest you change your clothes twice a day. It's just that helps keep germs off you, keeps you clean. I'd also suggest having a shower twice a day. Have it when you get up in the morning, and have it as soon as you're going to bed at night after the convention. That way you get all the sweat and the grime and any germs off your skin after the convention. Make sure you have a good breakfast while at the event. The Hilton does a great breakfast, but make sure that you have a good breakfast and keep yourself well fed. Maybe have a Barocca as well. Keep yourself hydrated throughout the weekend. Make sure that you have a bottle of water or even a fizzy drink with you at all times. Keep yourself hydrated. It's also important. We're going to be there for you'll be there for 2 to 3 days, and you're stuck in a hotel the entire time. So it's important to get out and get fresh air regularly. So every point you have a break, it would be sensible to go outside in the venue and go into the car park or go outside the Hilton and get some fresh air. I'd also recommend, now this is just a recommendation, I'll be doing it myself, but you get yourself some COVID test kits. We have the link on our website of how you can pick them up off the NHS for free and just test yourself each morning. I know I'm going to be doing that throughout the event. And although we will have them available at the event itself and be giving them out, please bring enough masks with you and bring your own hand sanitizer. Make sure you've got a change of mask for every day and some spare in case you lose some, and bring your own hand sanitizer. Yes, we're going to have our own hand sanitizer stations around the place, but you can pick up a little hand sanitizer for about £2, and just throughout the weekend you can quickly sanitize your hands. So those are just some suggestions for yourself to keep yourself healthy over the weekend. As you can see, I'm trying to make be as safe as possible with the event and make as many sensible changes as possible. Now, we're going to do another Facebook Live on Friday, the 17th of September. So that Facebook Live, again, like tonight, is purely going to be focused on Crossroads. And I'll be going through again the safety precautions, but I'll also be running through other things as well, like the schedule, what to expect at the event, how the photo sessions are going to run, how autographs are going to be run, what guest talks are going on. So to give you a full idea, it'll be the week before Crossroads. We'll have a Facebook Live which will be purely dedicated to Crossroads to fully update you on what is happening with Crossroads 3 and what will be going on then. So it's just 4 weeks now. until Crossroads 3. I was going to announce tonight details for Crossroads 4, which tickets go on sale at Crossroads 3. But then I got worried that if I announced the dates of Crossroads 4 now, people would start booking their hotel rooms before the hotel code was up. Well, tickets for Crossroads 4 will go on sale at Crossroads 3 on the Friday. The hotel booking code will be available as well. What we'll be doing is we will be emailing all the ticket holders for Crossroads 3 the details and how to book for the next event, so they get priority, and they'll have priority on booking until Monday morning. So as a thank you for supporting the event, they'll get first dibs on the tickets for Crossroads 4. You'll be sent an email on that. Currently, we have 6 guests already confirmed for it. We haven't not having any repeat guests from Crossroads 3. It's going to be a new lineup. Looking at about 12 guests. We got 6 confirmed already. I don't want to give, as I said, I don't want to give the date away just yet because I'm a bit worried about people booking their hotel rooms before we have the booking code up. But I will confirm that Crossroads 4 will be taking place next April. It's going to be next April. We have Crossroads 4. So that's it tonight, though. It's only a short one tonight, our Facebook Live. But I just wanted to do an update because we're 4 weeks away from Crossroads 3 to let you know what our safety measures are, how we're going to implement them, and what you can expect at the event. Also wanted to let you know of the guest cancellations, that sadly that Jim Beaver and Rachel Miner won't be able to join us, but that we do have Alexander Calvert now on the guest list to join us at the event. It's just 4 weeks to go. It's been 2 years since the last Starfury event, so I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing you all there. It's going to be a great weekend. So I'll see you back here in 3 weeks' time. Facebook Live, Friday, 17th of September. I'll be doing all the details of Crossroads 3, going through the schedule, going through all the plans, going through the safety measures, everything. And then I'll see you at the Hilton in 4 weeks' time. Stay safe and stay well. Looking forward to seeing you all. Good night.
Oh